What is going on, you guys? Today I have another quick video review for you. This one is from No Travel, No Vida, and the title is He Was Drugged in Colombia and Survived. Let's get into it.
Was drugged with devil's breath in Bogota, Colombia, one of the most dangerous drugs in the world. This is my story of survival as well as my tips to prevent you guys from running into this when you come to Colombia. Welcome to another video here at No Travel, No Vida. Today we are in Cali, Colombia, near the Granada region, and I wanted to tell you guys a story of what happened to me 3 days ago in Bogota, Zona Rosa or Zona T, one of the nicest areas for nightlife in Bogota, the capital city of Colombia. I personally was drugged with what is called escopamina, or what we call it in English, the street name, devil's breath. One of the most dangerous drugs in the world because it turns you into a zombie. If you guys do any research on this, besides this video, you're gonna know that what happens when people do these drugs, you can die by overdose, organs can be removed, but mostly high stakes robberies where they treat you like a zombie, moving you from ATM to ATM, emptying your apartments, doing anything under their control. I'm gonna get straight into the story. I was on a tour going to a place called Zipacura, which is a city an hour and a half away from Bogota. I met a couple Canadian guys on the tour. We made friends. It was their last night there. One of the guys wanted to go out, have a good time. And for me being a traveler, I love nothing more than meeting other travelers, especially if they're new, and showing them what the cities are about. That Colombia or wherever I am can be a beautiful place. What ended up happening is we met that night. We went to an Irish pub full of tourists. I thought nothing of it. In Zona Rosa, one of the nicer districts of Bogota, we had a couple pints of alcohol, beer specifically, and everything was cool. We met a group of people, started talking, everything felt fine. But my spidey senses were tingling. I knew something was off. There were girls there, guys, but normally in tourist situations, it's fine. I've had many nights the same like this, but something was different. Something in my mind was saying, get out of here. And I would be telling my friend that I just met, hey man, something's weird.
Yeah, so this part, you should always trust your gut or your instinct. If you feel like something's off, you're probably right. You probably should get out of there. And I can get like, obviously, this guy was like, well, maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm worried for no reason. I want to make sure to treat my friend to a good time. It's probably fine, right? Like I can get how that sort of thing can happen. Just keep in mind that this can happen in Colombia. I've also heard about this in Brazil. I'm not sure about other parts of Latin America, but it's, I think, an even bigger problem in Medellin, which is like a really popular like digital nomad spot, which is unfortunate, right? Because it's actually a really nice area. Weather's great. There's a lot of digital nomads and people working remotely or running their own businesses. And so you could actually learn a lot from them. I would say one piece of advice is to be, obviously, to the point of this video, is to be careful who you put yourself around. Like, don't, if you put yourself in more like party style situations, it's easier to run into this kind of trouble, right? If you're drinking, and by the way, how this drug that he's talking about usually is deployed, right, is usually it's a girl, usually, not always, but usually it's a guy talking to a girl, and she slips a little drug into his drink, like you got a beer or cocktail or something, and then next thing you know, you don't remember anything. You wake up and all your stuff's gone. All your money, everything's drained. So just be careful about this, because this is like an organized crime that happens. There's, men and other people pulling the strings behind the girls too. In Medellin, even on like Tinder. So I'm not saying all this to scare you. I'm just saying that, like, I lived in Colombia for months and had an amazing time, and this never happened. Very, very grateful for that. And I met a lot of great people. Beautiful country, really friendly locals too, great food. It is a great digital nomad hub spot, but it's not the greatest, and these are part of the reasons why. So just keep this in mind and travel safe.
Something strange, but the inner host of me, the guy that wanted to show him a good time, make sure that we had a lot of fun. I know it's his last night. I was like, fuck it, let's go, let's continue, let's roll on with this. So what ended up happening was we had 2 beers, felt cool, met with a group of people, a couple girls, guys, and they said, let's go to another lounge, let's go to another place. Maybe 11 o'clock at night, not too late in Colombia. Bars close at 2, 3 in the morning, sometimes later. So I thought nothing of it. I didn't have a lot of money at the time, so I told the guy, I said, hey, if you want to pay for the lounge that we're going to, that's cool, I'll come with you. We're a team, I got your back, you got my back. For some reason I kept saying that. Something inside of me, whether it was spiritual or mental, knew that something was going on. We go to this lounge, it was empty, and upstairs there was rooms with hot tubs, beds, couches, music. It was a very private place with a host.
Yeah, that sounds kind of weird. Like hot tubs and beds upstairs. I mean, I don't know what the vibe was, but it sounds like a weird lounge. I don't know what it was, but it sounds like potentially somewhere where some organized crime could happen. Like think about this. Like if someone hands you a drink, don't take it, especially if it's open already, or don't leave your drink out open and you go to the bathroom. Don't leave that with somebody in a place like this. Even if it's just you and your Tinder date, like in one of your apartments or something, still like not the best idea, especially if you don't know them well. Um, yeah, it's kind of a crazy situation that this guy is describing. And I would advise against taking them up on their offer for a drink or going to a second place. You stay steering the situation, and just better to be safe than sorry in this.
Looked professional, but something was strange. First thing was strange, the price. It was 400,000 Colombian pesos to go in, which is like 120 or 150 American. I'm not sure, but places in Colombia are like $40 or $50 if you want an Airbnb. So first, the price didn't match up, but number one, I wasn't paying, and number two, it was in Zona Rosa. So maybe the place was higher. It was reasonable. We ended up going there with a few people, and I felt nothing. Played some music, was chilling out, ordered some more drinks, like some Smirnoffs. I had maybe 2 sips of the Smirnoff, and then boom, cut memory. To this day, cut memory. That's what I remember. That's what scopamina or devil's breath does to you. You forget everything. I woke up in the morning naked and on the floor. The Canadian tourist that was with me woke me up and said, "Hey man, we got robbed." I was like, what the fuck? Like I had no memory. My clothes were still there, my bracelet was still there, and that's it. We woke up confused. You don't remember anything except for what happened prior to. Woke up, went to the host lounge who was there, and he's like, "Yeah man, I don't know what happened. Here's 50,000 pesos so you can get a taxi and go home." So I already know this is an operation from the inside. This is not an off incident. It's a major problem in Colombia, and now it's coming to a problem around the world, but it's famous here, and it's a big tourist scam. So you need to be prepared and listen to what I'm about to tell you. So the host said, "Yeah, I don't know what happened." What am I gonna say? "Yeah, you do? Too bad." So what are you thinking? Go to the police, right? So here's this next step. We go to his friend who didn't come, went to the apartment, used his Find My iPhone app to track his phone. We get into a taxi, we go to the area where the phone is. Mind you, our brains aren't working. You have amnesia and confusion for about 2 or 3 days up until even now. So imagine at the moment, you're confused, you have no idea what's going on, you're not thinking straight. We're just thinking, where's our shit? Where's our money? Where's our phones? We're not really thinking, what about our safety, right? Which is...
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, if you were gonna get mugged somewhere, obviously this is like slightly different but similar. If you're gonna get mugged, oftentimes it's better for you not to chase after them, especially if they were like threatening you, with like weapons or anything like that. You want to be careful and not follow them to where there's maybe more of them, right?
Literally, thank God that I survived and that he survived and that we came out untouched, other than mental and emotional, of course. Because many people die in these cases. We end up getting into a taxi. No taxi wants to go into the area where that phone is. So we get out of the taxi, we find police on the street. Hey police, we know where our phone is. It's in there. We got robbed last night and we were drugged. Let's go. The police agree. We had 4 cops with us. We go to the front of the door. It's in a ghetto area. A wooden door, like literally made out of like plywood. No numbers on it, no nothing. Police knock on the door, bang, 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 bang. Let us in, let us in. Boom, we go in. This is 8 in the morning, by the way. So my memory passed out at 11 p.m. Woke up about 6:30. This is 8 in the morning at the drug den's place. We go inside. I see 50 people, 50 Colombians, smoking drugs, chilling in this weird room. And what do I find in there? One of my bags that I traveled with. I see it on a person. Police go, grab it. It's filled with women's stuff. So they've already captured it, made it their own. What I later gathered from that room is this is a big mafia or big group scam that goes on in the nights in Bogota, Colombia, where all these people are gathering the stolen goods in this room and either sharing it, selling it, dispersing it, whatever the fuck they're doing. It was a sick place. But me and my friend walked in there with the police, and you can tell right away, the police were very uncomfortable. Even though we had the location of the phone in the place and we found my bag, the police were not comfortable being there. And they said we had to go after being in there for about 3 or 4 minutes. Again, remember, time doesn't make sense to me at this point because I'm still delusional. We ended up leaving the place because the police told us to leave. I only recovered my bag, no phone, no money, of course. And I asked the police, why can't we go in there? We have reasonable grounds. We found my bag, so we know the phone is in there as well. And they said it's too dangerous to go in, and they literally walked away. Fuck this off, no report, no nothing. Listen to this part for tips. Don't wear any fancy clothes, which I wasn't. I was in a t-shirt, little shorts, and some Adidas running shoes. But you never know how or why you're going to be targeted.
No fancy clothes, no watch, necklace, very plain looking. That's a really good point. And by the way, I've witnessed this before in Colombia. If you ever get your phone out, don't be like the obvious tourist who's like holding it out here, trying to figure out where they're going on Google Maps. Close to your body and only for a few seconds. It's not that dangerous, right? Like, I never had a problem. Broad daylight, no issues. Really friendly people and great place. So I personally have nothing bad to say about Colombia, but I've heard a lot of stories like this. And the one time I witnessed this, a guy was checking something on his phone, and then a biker came by and swiped it. And he's like, hey, give me my phone back. Well, it's gone at that point. You're not going to chase him. You wouldn't want to do that and figure out where this guy went, by the way. But yeah, just be careful. Try to blend in a little bit more, even though you're already the gringo, already the foreigner. So no watches and fancy stuff. No crazy looking shoes or cars, right? Just to make sure that this sort of thing doesn't happen. Like, you don't stick out like a sore thumb.
Be very careful who you meet. Even though people seem friendly, whether it's women or guys, or even the bartender could be in on it, you need to be very careful. Watch your drinks at all times, preferably closed bottle drinks, or don't drink at all. In my opinion, Colombia has a beautiful nightlife, but honestly, I would rather stick to during the day, 8 p.m. and below, go out for a nice dinner, and if you're gonna go out to a club, order bottled drinks and be very aware of who you meet and your surroundings. Because my spider senses were tingling, but there was no give or no show other than going to that lounge, which I knew was wrong. I knew I felt it was wrong, but I wanted the night to continue so my friend had a good time. And when you put yourself second, or when you put your mind into a different place, shit happens. It's not the other person's fault. It's not my fault. Sometimes bad people do bad things, and it's not an individual thing. This is a group coercion. So I lost the phone, I lost money, but I kept my life, and I got a little bit wiser. And as you can see, I'm still here in Cali, Colombia. This shit didn't scare me away from traveling. I hope this video doesn't deter you guys from coming to Colombia. It is a beautiful country, but no matter what zone you're in, no matter who you're with, be very careful, trust your instincts, take the safe route when you're traveling, not always crazy shit, because my life could have been over, and I'm grateful to God that I'm still here, and I'm able to spread this message to you guys. This took a lot of vulnerability. I've never been this candid with the camera. There's no travel, no vida here. Subscribe, like, and comment, guys. If you have any stories, tips, or anything, put it to the comments down below. And if you guys want to go to Colombia, I still recommend it. I'm still here. But fuck, guys, be careful, because anyone could be a target.
Yeah, obviously, really good video there. So go check out his channel. And I agree with him as well. Beautiful country, great place to visit, even live, as a digital nomad or expat. That's why a lot of people do it. Just be careful, have some street smarts, and trust your gut, right? Maybe don't put yourself in as many party type situations. And even like, I can remember going out with some friends, dancing, and I wasn't drinking, but I can remember like some guys it seemed like maybe like overly friendly, that seemed like locals, and I just had like a little bit of like a weird vibe from it, like not something that I normally get. So I was like, I just kind of, it wasn't mean or like rude or anything, but I just made sure like that we didn't really talk. It was more of just like an acknowledgement and then moved on. But I hope you get some value out of this, and thank you for watching. Subscribe over here too, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.